Okay, Mark Vergeer here with a Commodore 64 game. I was inspired to make this video by watching, or after watching, HalfBlindGamer's video on Krakout, the game he played on the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. And this game is a game programmed by Andy Green, Terry Lloyd and Rob Toon on the Commodore 64, and it was published by Prism Leisure Corporation, and the music was made by Ben Daglish and a guy called Roger Shrigley, or Shriggy, not sure. It was released in 1987, I believe on the Commodore 64 only, and it's a kind of Arkanoid Breakout clone. Somewhat reminiscent of Pong, the way the bat is laid out. Single player only, and it has a lot of control options because you can play it with the keyboard, you can play it with the joystick, and you can even play it with the mouse, which is actually very nice. It came on floppy disk and cassette. So, what's it all about? Well, this is a game in which the action is horizontal. You can actually define quite a bit in this game. You can define the side of the screen on which your ball is positioned, either the left side or the right side. I prefer the right side actually. You can have sound effects playing, you can have a very nice tune playing, which is very catchy, and I prefer actually to play the game with the tune in the background. You can also have the background scroll in unison or actually in opposite direction with the ball on screen. Very customizable, and you can even define the speed at which the ball floats around the screen, being 1 slow motion and 6 suicide. You can also speed up the bat by pressing the fire button, but the fire button actually also has other functions later on in the game. The game consists of 100 levels, no more, but if you want to play more levels, there's actually a ton of fan-made sequels to this game, which has a ton of different screens. I believe even there's over 1,000 screens, fan-made screens available. It's not possible to select a specific screen to play. You really have to play from the first screen onwards and hope you don't die. And I love the way the sprites move, I love the action, I love the speed of it. It plays a bit faster than Arkanoid or Breakout. The aim of the game is actually to destroy all the blocks that are in the screen, destroy the baddies, avoid the baddies, and move on to a different level. There's actually a level shortcut sometimes available as a power-up, but not as many as are found in the Arkanoid games. What I like about it, why I actually prefer this over Arkanoid, is the fact that for some reason you really have more control, or you seem to have more control over your bat and the way the ball bounces off your bat. You really can provide some effects, and the position at which the ball actually hits your bat determines the angle at which the ball is actually moving around the screen. And there's quite a few angles at which the ball moves, and there's also quite a bit of speeds, quite a lot of different speeds at which the ball moves, which makes it that makes it a very nice, very entertaining game to me. Yeah, sorry if I sound a bit weird because I'm using a different mic and I'm actually playing the game and trying to talk at the same time, which is kind of difficult. What else? Yeah, so how do you control the game? Just by moving the bat up and down. You can actually speed it up by pressing the fire button, like I told you before. You can actually pause the game by pressing, I believe, run stop or control, and you can go on, continue by pressing the fire button. If you want to change the settings within the game, press space, and if you finish a level, then you'll go to the settings screen, in which you can change the settings, and you'll move straight on back into the game with the new settings, which is very nice. So what are all these baddies and critters floating around? Well, the biggest ones are eggs and astronauts, and astronauts are somewhat monkey-like, if you can call them that. They're pretty much harmless. They won't damage your ship. You have beehives. They lose bees. They let go of bees, and bees actually are quite harmful because they stop the bat from moving, and it's kind of hard to play the game that way when you can't move the bat. So you got purple critters, they're called cannibals, and they actually digest or eat the ball, which also makes the game rather difficult, because if you don't have a ball, you can't play the game. So and that's something that appears quite often, and it moves at lightning speeds across the screen, horizontal, and that is the bonus ship. And that's something that you really want to catch if you want to go for a high score, because you can get 10,000 points, or you can have quite a few of the blocks reduced, or make them more vulnerable to the ball, because there's quite a few block types that need to be hit with the ball several times in a row, otherwise they won't be destroyed. And there's this protective wall, basically making a big square out of the playing area, rendering your bat useless, other than perhaps giving a different direction to the ball, but you won't be able to lose your game or lose your ball because it's all squared in. What else? You got a twin ball. That's also very nice. You can have two balls floating on the screen, dumping around, which is very nice and actually quite doable, because it's a lot more doable in this game than doing two-ball flipper. And for some reason the ball has a very nice metallic shine, so it's kind of reminiscent of playing flipper. Okay, so the bonuses. Well, the bonuses all look the same. Floating aliens are floating across the screen. The bonuses are basically specialized blocks. The one with a big B on it stands for bomb. If you hit that with your ball, quite a few blocks in the vicinity will also explode, which is very nice. You have a block with a big D on it, and that stands for doubling the size of your bat, which is also very nice because it makes the game a bit easier to play. Were it not for the bees that actually come raining down on you or sideways. If they hit you, your bat is stuck on the screen, and well, we know what happens. You'll probably lose the game. Double. Double means a second bat, and the E means actually doubling the size of your bats. Then there's the gravity block with a big G on it, which actually makes the ball stick to your bat. You have a block with a big M on it, which stands for missile, and if you have a missile, you have this big zit on your bat. If you press the fire button, you actually fire a missile horizontally just once, and yeah, basically eliminating every block that it's in that is in its way. Also the baddies that are floating around. You also have an S, a big S on the block, and that means shield or protective wall, which basically squares in the game, and you have an extra wall which stays there for perhaps 30 seconds or something. Then you have a big 2 on one of the blocks. If you hit that with your bat, you don't see anything in the gameplay, but it actually doubles the amount of points you have, so that's actually quite nice if you are going for a high score. And then you have a big block with an X on it, and that means extra life, which is always very nice, as you lose lives rather quickly in this game. There's also a way to slow down your ball. I'm not sure which kind of block that is, but that's also an option. And yeah, I just love this game, and I also love the cover art of this game. You saw that floating around in the intro. I prefer this over Breakout, and I actually prefer this over Arkanoid, I think. But perhaps I should play some Arkanoid as well. It's not that good a game on the Commodore 64, Arkanoid. Perhaps I'm mistaken. Curious which platform actually houses the best version of Arkanoid. This Krakout game is cracking, and I'm going to play on a bit and let you see some of the gameplay. Mark signing out, and I'll be back with another video soon.